Good day everyone. Today I'll be discussing chapter 11, which is social relationship in middle and late adolescence. So these are the objectives of chapter 11. So the first one is distinguish the various roles of different individuals in society and how they can influence people through their leadership or followership. The second one, compare one's perception of him or herself and how others see him or her. And the last one is conduct a mini survey on Filipino relationship. This includes family, school, and community. So, what is social relationship? Social relationship basically means how we interact with people and how we behave with them, and how they interact with us and how they behave with us. Middle and late adolescents usually find themselves in the company of their peers, usually from the school or the neighborhood. So, middle and late adolescents usually talk to people who are near to them, like their friends or kids from the neighborhood. From high school to college, adolescents mature faster socially, and new lessons are learned, especially on how their social interactions affirm their self-identity, increase their self-esteem, and develop their capacity to nurture relationships. Okay. Goldman's social intelligence theory. So we discussed in the previous chapter how neuroscience explains how we control our emotions and how we show it to people. Varieties or types of social influence. Herbert Kellman, a Harvard psychologist, suggested that there are 3 varieties of social influences, namely compliance. Compliance is when a person seems to agree of ano yung binigay mo sa kanya, even though he does not really believe in it. Identification. Identification usually comes from role models, parents, teachers, and social media people. Internalization. So, internalization, this basically means if a person knows of a certain something, he's not afraid to show it publicly. Social scientists and psychologists identified other types of social influences such as conformity, conversion, minority influence, reactance, obedience, and persuasion. Leader and followership theory. Chester Barnard defined leadership as the ability of a person in position of authority to influence others to behave in such a manner that goals are achieved. So basically, a leader is what takes a group of people and make them into one to achieve a certain goal. Theories of leadership. That trait theory. This means that a leader should have these traits. They should be persistent. They should be decisive, and they should have a high level of self-confidence in whatever they do. The second one is behavioral theory. This theory presupposes that leadership is learned. That leadership is a learned behavior. Participative theory. This means that you should gather up your members to go to a certain goal. Fourth one is situational theory. This means that the leadership that you will take and that you will do depends on the situation that you are in. So the fifth one is transactional theory. They say that leadership is transactional or negotiational. If a person does good, you should give him a certain resource or promote him. Transformational theory. So this theory involves a vision. You should rally up your members and you should get their support and you should build their confidence so that you may reach that vision. Authentic leadership. Leadership is situational. This means that leader's behavior and what is required of him will always be influenced by the situation. So this means that the leader's behavior will basically be influenced by the situation that he or she is in. Leadership is non-hierarchical. The exercise of leadership is not based on one's position in an organizational chart alone, but also dependent on other factors such as characteristics, skills, and even connections. So this basically means that just because you are the leader does not mean that you should give everything. It's also based on your characteristics and skills. Leadership is relational. Leaders and followers establish a relationship where their interests are usually met. The role of a leader in this relationship can vary from being the visionary to the cheerleader. So, this means that you and your followers must have, like, you can relate to.
Again, something you can relate to.
Yeah. Leaders and followers establish a relationship where their interests are met. The role of a leader in this relationship can vary from the visionary to the cheerleader. So this basically means that you and your followers should have a certain interest that you can meet. An authentic leader, according to Goffey and Jones, has the following critical elements present. They walk their talk. They are consistent in what they say and what they do, in practicing what they are preaching. So, kung ano yung sinabi nila, they will follow it. Not just because they're the leader and they give the rules, does not mean that they will not follow it. They adjust to situations and display adaptability and flexibility, but consistent with their values and real selves, even when they take on different roles during a different situation. So, a leader is supposed to be flexible. He or she should adjust to the situation that they are in. They have high level of comfort being themselves, even when they come from different backgrounds that are different from the people in this situation that they deal with. Just because you're different from the people that you're talking to or you're with, does not mean that you should lose confidence and like be awkward. You should be confident and should say what you want to say. Leader-member exchange theory, LMX for short. So far, various theories have been presented to define leadership, its roles and its qualities. There's also a mention that there's no leader without a follower. So this theory basically tests the effectiveness of the leader and the relationship with their followers. Heroic leadership, self-awareness. So, if you don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are, what would your followers think of a leader like you, who does not even know what he or she is good at? Ingenuity. Ingenuity means that since the world is constantly changing, you cannot stay at your own pace. You should always be flexible. You should always be open to new ideas to improve yourself as a leader and to improve your followers. Love. Love creates a healthy self-concept. There's a saying that how can you love and respect other people if you cannot love and respect yourself? Heroism. So this basically means that you should motivate your followers into reaching something bigger than they have already achieved. Next. Four elements followers want from a leader. Authenticity. The leader is not afraid to show his or her weaknesses. So this means that even if you are the leader, you are still human. You should show your weakness so that your followers can help you and give you their strengths so that you may move on to believe in. Significance. A leader provides the reason or meaning for followers to believe in him. So how would people just follow you? Like if you, for example, you say, "Hey, I'm a leader, let's go." They do not know what you're capable of, so you should give them a reason on why they should trust you and why they should follow you. Excitement. A leader provides motivation and inspiration to his or her followers and excites them to pursue their vision. Nobody wants a boring leader. Someone who just say, "Hey, come here." You should also excite them, make them happy, make them feel motivated to reach what they want to reach. Community. A leader builds a community of followers with whom they can associate and forge relationships. There's a saying that there's no leader without followers. So a leader should gather a group of people, make them into community, and they should forge their relationship so that they may move on as a group. And that is all. Thank you.